TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok as well. I was going through TikTok and I saw this guy. He was talking about his business, his furniture business. Immediately, I went and checked. That's the first person I've ever sent a private message to on TikTok. And it was around 4 a.m. Immediately he responded and I reached out to him. By 8 a.m., I went to his factory, and after seeing what he was doing, I was like, wow. That is how I brought him to my house immediately. He took all the measurements and then all of what we wanted. I was like, okay, so now let's focus only on the living rooms. He did all of that and gave me a quote as usual. At least this time it was everything that was about 10 million. And I asked him, how much do you need to start the work? He was like, oh, anything. So I removed 1 million and gave him to start the work. Then I asked him a tricky question. I was like, if I should get clients to buy a product, what would be my commission? He said, well, I will sell it to you at wholesale prices, and whatever you put on top of it is yours. I was like, you have no idea. So I was like, send me the photos. Immediately he sent me the photos, and I started posting on my status. Those who follow me might have seen it. Now, the interesting thing is, I know what my cell phone is worth. I know the type of people who follow me on my cell phone. So once I posted on my status and said this was making Cameroon, the first thing is I had to own it and look like I was part of the business. The two speakers have already talked about you, your personality, and people believing in you. That is how we started. From my status only, I was able to sell and get him enough clients to pay the rest of the 9 million, and as of now, he's owing me 1.8 million. That is how of what we have in terms of market. That's the first scenario. The second scenario, I have this young man in Bamenda. He has a lot of issues. I don't want him to be identified. So he needed help. I asked him, what do you want? He said he wanted a lounge. I think in sport, because that's the highest thing that we need. That we think we young boys should invest in Cameroon. So I was like, okay, look for space. We went around, looked, and saw one, and then invested over 5 million in this business. And he decided that, oh, I was like, this business, you know nothing about it, you've never run a business. Work with me, behave like you're an employee. It's your business, there's no way, there is no place I will ever see or even post that have anything to do with it. It's not even my line of investment. It's not, it was literally just a support. But it was a young man who was kind of full of himself and not ready to actually follow that instructions. So he posted it on Facebook. I'm proud to announce that I'll be launching my lounge, and he had over 1,000 likes and 1,000. That means the reaction was great. And he screenshotted the analysis and sent to me. I was like, okay, that's nice. He did not know one single thing. These were people around the world. From out of that 1,000, probably just like 5 of them were his potential clients. And today, the business is shut down. That's 5 million gone. So I gave you these 2 scenarios for you to understand what you're selling and where you're selling and whom you are targeting to sell. Like I said, my teaching this morning is not about lectures or what. It's more about my experiences. I'm someone who is on the ground and who has been putting. Okay, it's on. Yes. So, yeah, we're done with that. Yes, so these are some of my businesses, from the security company to Sky High to Joanne Clifford SA, to Joanne Clifford Transit, to... Anyway, let's continue. So, yeah, I was talking about the fact that the world is a global age and we have or need an internet presence. However, operating in Cameroon is always a challenge because more than 70% of businesses in Cameroon survive offline, not online. It's a sad reality, given the fact that everyone is that connected, but it's a sad reality. So Sky High, for example, when you see me online, when you follow me on social media, you discover what I mostly talk about is Sky High. Why? Because we did our analysis and discovered more than 80% of our students were coming from social media. So we decided to focus our efforts on that. We did banners, we did radio announcement, all of that. They have 0% return on investment. So we focus our attention now on Sky High for it to be on social media. I remember a post a few days ago where it was about a post I made, and someone came and commented, one of the bloggers reposted, and one of the persons came and commented under it about me that let this guy come and talk to businesses he's doing. We're tired of all of these online scammers. I was happy because he knows me that little and he's drawn his conclusion because my focus is not really, what I actually do is not really that much on social media. I focus on the businesses that need social media presence to be there. So identify a product or the business you're focusing on. So the easiest way to ask these 3 questions: what is my primary audience? I just talked about a young man who posted about his lounge and, had more than 1,000 likes, more than 500 shares and all of that. I mean, he showed me the feed, it was over 15,000 views. That was really, really great. If only he could convert that into actual money, then come on, you'll be super great today. So when you know your primary audience, for example, if your product is for the young people, for the younger generation, these are the Android generation, these are people that are always on social media, it's a very different ballgame. You can easily communicate to them. If you know your product is for the young professionals, these are people too that are mostly on social media or that digital, that means Google Ads and all of that, you can actually reach and product, then it's something that you should consider. But if yours is for my uncle my granddad who is in the village, if your clients are my granddad who is in the village, you have to rethink. That is why my company, Zure and Clifford, last year, turnover was something over 4 billion, but none of that was gotten through social media. None of that was gotten through social media. If we post on social media, of course we have a social media presence. If we post there, sometimes it's just to communicate. It's just to tell people that we exist and to keep that communication. It's not to look for clients because our clients are not there. That's because we know the products and the services that we offer, and these people need face-to-face communication. Then my other company, Presacam Security, we have a social media as well. We have a Facebook page, a website, LinkedIn, and all of that. Yes, perfect, we have all of that. But our clients are not there. Because how many of you here have security guards at your home? Be honest, how many? 1, 2, 3. So just about 3 of you. How many of you here are the ones paying for it? Or your parents are the ones paying for it? Or your landlord is the one paying for it? So you already see that my clients are not in yet. My clients are not in yet. So in that particular situation, we have to do the standard marketing strategy, the offline marketing. That's why we have a team of foot soldiers who go around to do that. So that is how you understand the marketing. Continue, please. Yes, the Cameroon digital market. Does it actually work? Of course it works. It works, and what you need to do is actually understand what you are selling. Because if you don't have an understanding of what you're selling, you waste a lot of money paying ads and all of that. We launched an ad last time about Sky High, and we decided to extend it to Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. I am the one who always, I decided to handle that, and the one also had handled what the leads were coming. I was literally on the phone responding like almost 24 hours. More than 5,000 people reach out. Do you know how many students we got out of that? From Nigeria we had one. From Ghana we had one. From Sierra Leone we are still growing. That's because why was it? It is later on I discovered that the targeting was not properly done. It's not just about putting an age range that, oh, I'm looking for people 18 to 65. There are other subcategories that you need to get, make sure you get. So you have to think about that in your Cameroon. If your product is based only in Douala, how do I reach those in Douala? Who are those I am hoping to reach in Douala? You have to know those specific details, and that is how you do your targeting. I like the fact that, I think it was Remy, she said, Facebook is the key for Cameroon, and I really agree with her. Nigeria is Instagram and other platforms, but Facebook is the key. LinkedIn too, yes, is gradually stepping up. So you need to understand your product, you need to understand who your clients are and where they're located. Those are the three key things I want to focus, or I want you to take home. Let's continue. I think I'm almost done. So, Sky High, we've always put our focus on digital marketing, because out of what we tried, out of everything, the conventional method. Let me tell you some of the conventional methods we did. We did road caravan, where you get a car to run from Bonaberi to Village and to Lokoti, talk about those things. We did flyers, where you know the traffic. How much time will you assimilate or put in your mind about the street runner? So we realized all of those things, maximum was 5% return on investment. So it was not worth it. But when I decided to personally pick on social media, we have a marketing department, but social media, I decided to take it. I told my team, okay, for any business school, our partners reach out to us for the potential partnership. The first question I asked was, how did you hear about us? They said, we're trying to Google business schools in Africa, and yours popped up. I have one of the best young IT guys. He knows how, on Google we are always talking. He knows how to handle that, and it's really helping. Right now we have students from the UK, we have students from Canada, and yes, Mr. Jonathan is one of my students. I don't smile with him. We bring here out. We follow the street rules. So when they reached out, they said it was through their search, because we were looking for potential partners. So that actually made an impact, and we understood that. But at the same time, all the other businesses, I don't waste my time to talk about it on social media, because it has zero impact. It has zero impact. So know your product, what you're selling. If you understand what you're selling, then identify who your customers are and ask where are they. If my client is the Ministry of Health, for example, of course, they're one of my clients. I'll never meet them on social media because their Facebook page is handled by an intern who will be out of there in the next 3 months. I need to must go to the ministry. That's the sad reality about Cameroon. This is me being honest. I've said two honest things. The first is maintain an online presence, and secondly, their clients who are offline, most especially depending on what you actually sell, to know your product and know the type of client. Next please. So this is what I was trying to say, that maintain the digital presence. I took just the example of Ndecham and Clifford. We are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we have a website and all of that. Of course, anytime you Google us, it will come up. That does not mean that is where we focus. So one say, oh, when we here today and say Mr. Owner said I should be on social media. Meanwhile, you are selling products that their clients are not on social media. Understand their products and focus your attention on that. Next. And that brings us to the end. I really thank you all so much for the opportunity. Am I to take questions?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I've just been told I have to take questions. Oh, okay.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Clifford, for that excellent presentation. I have a couple of questions here. And the very first one, I want to find out, from all what you presented, how do you identify a selling product? For instance, something you could market, or a niche which you could measure on. Number two, I also want to find out how will you be able to make use of what you are currently doing. For instance, some of us, we are teachers, we are engineers, we are different set of persons. I want to be a bit pragmatic here. Let's say, for instance, a water engineer, which I am. How do you contextualize this in the Cameroon market? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The first thing, his first question was, how do you identify a niche? That's like a question for a different platform or a different event, but I'll try to address it. Let me give you example of Sky High. How did I identify that we needed something like that? When I moved to England in 2013 to do my MBA, I was intrigued or amazed at the type of academics that was being offered. My friend Jonathan talked about that university in Boya that you pay very small school fees and you go home not knowing how to even write a CV or attend an interview. So it disturbed me literally. I sat down. The way I was taught in England, within 1 year, I was like 100 times better than what I had gotten. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews in Cameroon on that particular aspect. That is when I saw an opportunity. That is when I saw that we have a challenge in Cameroon. Our education system is designed in a way that because the test of theory, trust me, if it's theory, we have it in Cameroon. But they don't teach us how to blend that with practice. I was like, how can I now combine those two? How can I take this good theory and then bring in the practical part of it? And that is how I was able to identify that we need something like Sky High. So I looked at the situation. Normally what we are asking about is more about creating a business idea. And to create a business idea, there are 3 things that you have to think of. What is it that I need that I don't have? Or something that I want that I don't have? What is it that is available in another location, which is not in my location, that is that people actually want it? And thirdly, what is it that people, is in my location, but people keep grumbling about it or keep complaining that it is not the best? Is there a way I can improve it? That is how you identify it. When you now do that, you need to now break it down now. Saying that, oh, I want us to offer a product to the whole Cameroon. No, Cameroon is a macro market. You need to bring it down now to a micro market. That means best localize it to a specific location. Let it be a test product. That my young man I just talked about, who had 15,000 views about his post, he made one mistake. Let me tell you the mistake he made. He opened a lounge in Bamenda. And given the crisis now, the first targeted market was the immediate location. I think I don't even know the location, I've never been there, and I had no plans of even going there. His first location was where he was seated. He needed to understand them. He failed to. When I told him, let's talk about pricing of the beer, he was like, no, don't worry, sir, I've already done that, we've already prepared. I smiled. It is one of my managers I sent to go check, and he came back and said, bro, that man is selling 1 bottle beer for 1,000. I laughed because in Bamenda, people drink, no doubt, but you have to understand that at this stage, there are certain things that you cannot do. So he failed to identify that particular location, and it was a challenge. Now, I don't know if I've clarified your question. The second question was, you as
water engineer, for instance.
As a water engineer,
Yes.
how do you
contextualize this in the Cameroon market?
Okay, like how do you say yourself as a water engineer? As a water engineer, what do you do? I want you to be able to answer the question yourself.
As water engineer, what I do is I do a lot of water works.
Water, yes, you do water work. Is it for individuals or for companies?
Yeah, it will be for individuals, also for companies as well.
Okay. Do you run the business or you work for somebody at the moment?
I work with someone.
Okay, and maybe I think you're running your business, which is a great idea. Now, we all have leakages in our houses. Everyone, whether you're a student or an adult. So in that particular case, you can use a blend of online and offline. Offline mostly would be when it comes to old landlords and corporations. But online will be for the young people, and most of the time, the young people want a fast and quick service. That means when you need it, they have a leakage or the toilet is blocked, you are there immediately. So you need a strong online presence, and you really need to be available to respond to it. So you need to think of how to create the tool, how to get someone a foot soldier, and how to also create an online platform which is able to properly communicate. You can take my number and I'll help you and for us to go that together. Questions? Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. My worry is that you talked about targeting your customers, and not all customers you can get them online. Some you have to maybe go to the interior offline. So my worry is, what if using the SWOT analysis in business, and your weakness is the aspect is you cannot go out there to confront the people, and you equally don't have the means to get their needs at their doorsteps. You don't have the means to move outside there. Like you talk about, you have people running from Bonneberry to, what of someone who doesn't have that means and the capability? How does it work?
Okay, thank you. The essence of SWOT analysis is for you to understand. SWOT, by the way, for those who don't know, is your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. It's for you to understand your strength, what you are capable of, which is very important. Then your weaknesses now. That means what you are lacking in. The essence of knowing your weaknesses is to be able to take practical steps or identify ways to overcome those weaknesses and transform those weaknesses into strengths. So when you are starting out a business, there is something a lot of us don't do, that we just get up and we're inspired that, oh, I want to launch a business, and we don't do the full steps. There is what you call, where you actually test the strategy acceptability, feasibility, affordability, and there's one thing, and sustainability or suitability. Don't go start a business worrying. You understand that this requires financial capital to actually move from one place to other, and you've not put steps to secure that particular funding. Because that is why a lot of us, we have Facebook businesses. We call ourselves CEO and director of something, and it ends there. Because most of the time we are just motivated to do it, and then we create a Facebook page, we start talking about it on our status, and then when it comes to time for delivery, we cannot. So, coming back to you, let's say you've already created a business and need that offline presence. The highest thing you have to do is you have to make the sacrifices. You don't need to hire somebody. I call myself the chief marketer of my product. I'm not the CEO. Because I'm the one, if it means walk trekking, I have to trek to look for those customers. Because if I don't make that effort, not the employees that are waiting for 5 p.m. to close will do it. So you have to make that sacrifice. Start with where you live. Identify locally who are the potential clients I can have here. If it takes 30 minutes to walk and reach there, I mean, that's why I don't put on weight. I walk a lot. Why not? Make it that, personalize the business. Make it like that is my dream and I want to achieve it. And start going there. Don't limit yourself to just sending text messages or emails. Cameroonians don't read emails, unfortunately. It will not work. Questions?
There's a question from
Yes. Just a moment. Yeah.
Finish. Okay, there's a question from someone who is following online, and the question says, if you identify who you want to sell as in the people involved in buying your products, and they are offline, not on social media, how do you go about it, having in mind that you're selling logos?
This person is a graphic designer?
Apparently, because he said, having in mind that you're selling logos.
Okay. The smart way for those providing services, they are selling logos, they are building websites, and all of that. The smart way, do a sample. Do a sample, print it out, walk up to the person and present it. You will be able to get a client based on that. That's a smart way. And I was once called, there's this company, almost was Mongo, a multi-billion company. The guy, the dad called me to come and work on it, provide some consulting services, management system to reorganize his company. And when he called me, I went there for the first meeting, I sat down, he explained what he needed, I put the notes, I came back again. When I came back now, I came already with a scheme, something printed out, a scheme of work of all of what we're to do, all were identified, because it's not, he doesn't even use WhatsApp. So all I did was come with those printed version, and he looked at it. He was like, yes, Clifford, this is what I've been talking about, and that is how I ended up getting that particular contract. So most of the time, do samples. If it's a website, do a demo website, I mean that demo platform, do it and take it, and they will already know that yes, this person can deliver. Yes, next question.
Yeah, I'm not here, thank you. Yeah, my name is Raymond Sakway. I'm from Siko, precisely. I'm a teacher by profession. Actually, I'm really glad to be here. First time of attending a business where I did biology. So I have a question, but not a question, but a worry. Because I fell in love with what I saw online about business online school from India, and I just went to it. I saw the need of that school in Cameroon because it was about vocational aspects, what we need to do, you know, hairdressing, gardening, and the rest. I just went to it with no knowledge about digital marketing, social media, nothing. Okay. Only interest about what was being studied, what we do to young Cameroonians. So I went there and really I got the franchise, paid the money, huge amount of money, and I just thought that by doing one or two things on social media, I'll have people come and they would, you know, but surprisingly, people came and they commented, and nobody is subscribing to take a course, and they are very good courses. So I got frustrated, asked myself, what's happening in Cameroon? I don't like these things.
This is for the cameraman.
So, doctor, I don't, maybe, what I say here, I don't know the market, I don't know the various methods to use. I just went to it blindly. And I've lost 1 year. I have 2 years. So, when I saw this conference on that time, I said, I'm going there, whether it's on foot. Because by coming here, they people help me. Because the market didn't matter. Yes, that is a big business. Big business. I need help on this place. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's a really good one. The first thing is you've identified that you have a problem, which most entrepreneurs fail to. They fail to actually recognize that they have a problem, and doing that can already like solve more than 60% of the issue. Now, write this down. Who are those I'm targeting? Are you targeting A-level graduates? Are you targeting mommy picking or how the baby mamas? Are you targeting graduates with no job, that is unemployed graduates? Identify all of those things. When you identify that, then now ask, where can I locate these people? And let me tell you the smart place to locate them. In church. Yes. In church. Take out adverts in the Catholic Church, the Presbyterian Church, or identify churches that have that population. Take out adverts there on the program. I think it's like 5,000 per service or how much. Do that. I believe that's something you'll be able to get. Don't focus only on social media. Then secondly, your communication. I don't know how you've been doing the communication. Focus more on the benefit of it after that. What stands to get out of it once they're done with that program. Not so focus more on the communication. You might want to get an expert to help you with script or rewrite.
I need help of this hall. I need help.
That's fine. You don't have your whole position. But that's my little contribution. Any other one? Okay, thank you all so much. It was an honor meeting you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's in places like this where you learn and where you get help. And it's important that you know that you need help to start with. Have you ever tried to help somebody who doesn't need help?
Yes.
I'm telling you. If you want to know how to identify people's problems and propose help to them, do network marketing. They will tell you have this problem. You don't even know that you have this problem, and they will tell you how to solve it.
Yeah.
Even though it's the approach is rather funny, but they help identify your problems. So right now we're going to the program is going. We're almost at the middle now. So let me check our energy. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Okay, that's good.